Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. Hey yo, so the plot thickens. Bob Arum says that Triller, if they really like Teofimo Lopez, they can buy him out of his contract for the right price, but that's gonna cost him. We're gonna talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. So, link in the description. There's this article you will see on the screen. Arum, this is the headliner, y'all. It says, Arum says Triller can buy out Teofimo Lopez's contract if they like him so much. And he bragging. He said, we made $800,000 in 5 minutes. Wow. Very interesting stuff from Mr. Bob Arum. And we got to talk about some of the actual quotes from here. Bob Arum says, we made $800,000 in a mere 5 minutes and we didn't have to lift a finger. Wow. Gonna jump right into it. The bottom line is this. I already made a video. I'm not gonna get into all the numbers and specific decimal points and all that. Check that video if you want. I dropped the latest and greatest content in boxing. Dope. The bottom line is roughly a little bit over $6 million was bid by the Triller app to secure Teofimo's fight. Out of that, Top Rank is gonna get 20%, which totals $782,340 just because they have him under contract. So they don't have to create flyers. They don't have to create excitement and buzz for the fight. Just because Teofimo is under contract with Top Rank, Bob Arum is entitled to a cut of his money. So the fact that someone else outbid Top Rank and Eddie Hearn's rematch room, he being Top Rank's fighter, is entitled to some of that money. So Teofimo, it says his purse would be just under 4 million, 3,911,000 roughly, right? So 3.9 mil. Then off top, he has to pay out money to taxes and things like Bob Arum. Now, I talked about more of the numbers specifically and things. Check that video. This is an interview with Bob Arum, and I highlighted it for you. Bob Arum says, if Teofimo wins and comes back to us and wants the same money that he got before, the answer is no. So he sits out for a while. You can't pay what you don't have. He either fights or he doesn't fight. It's easy, said Arum. Teofimo has a contract with us. There will be regular negotiations on his fight. Listen to this part. Maybe Triller is so happy with Teofimo Lopez that they will give us a big number and buy out our contract with Teofimo Lopez, which is fine also. In the words of J. Cole, Cole World, the man Bob Arum, listen, he says, maybe Triller is so happy with Teofimo Lopez that they will give us a big number and buy out our contract with Teofimo Lopez, which is fine also. So he says it's also fine, meaning Teofimo Lopez can kick rocks and team up with Triller indefinitely if the number is right. Wow. Regarding the head of Triller, Cavagna, Bob Arum had pleasantries to say. He said, Cavagna is absolutely great for boxing. He's not doing anything bad by the sport. He's done numbers in his past with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. that nobody else has done in boxing on pay-per-view. He's not a competitor, though. If he contacted me and said we'd give close to $1 million to have the Teofimo fight, don't you think I would have agreed? Triller is not competition to ESPN. They are totally different businesses. ESPN could care less that Teofimo is on Triller, so good luck to them. Wow. Bob Arum is cutthroat. Like, he really just says how he feels. I don't think anyone can deny that regarding Arum. Other quotes, Bob Arum says, We were only going to pay what the fight was worth. We thought the fight was worth $2 million, but we stretched it a little bit. It's terrific and wonderful that Triller put the bid the way they did. I hope it works out for them because we made a lot of money in 5 minutes. Almost 800,000 is pretty good money ish. That's really great because Lopez versus Kambosos is not a premier attraction. It's not a must-see fight like Oscar Valdez versus Miguel Bercho. It's a fight between the guy who just beat Vasyl Lomachenko against someone who is not an elite fighter. If it was Teofimo versus Ryan Garcia, the purse bid would be a whole lot different. Triller is spending the money in effect as marketing. Their model is different. Our model is different. We do 30 events a year. If they came into the market for real boxing and create inflation with pay-per-view shows, so be it. Everybody makes good money. Wow. So, as you guys can see, Ego Stradamus strikes again. I predicted the riff. I've seen it a mile away. Teofimo beat Lomachenko. He's been feeling himself. He told the world he was getting $5 million. See, and this is the thing. I told you the power of social media. Teofimo told the world he's getting $5 million minimum. And I said, I didn't really see that. Somebody's going to have to bid. Now, he got just under 4, so you kind of got close, but it isn't entirely what you said. So once again, Ego Stradamus strikes again. In addition, the way Teofimo went about it, he got more than his minimum, which is good. But people in boxing and people in life tend to be short-sighted. And what I mean is they're thinking of the here and now. You got to think big picture thinking. Bob Arum has survived in the cutthroat business since the 60s. He's seen the brash stars and the up and coming charismatic guys. He's seen guys win, lose. The consistent thing is Bob Arum has continued to win. If he didn't, his business would be looking like other promoters of the past, like Don King, where he doesn't really have too many fighters. One of his fighters just retired on Twitter earlier today. You know what I'm saying? For Don King. So Bob Arum, legendary promoter, and he doesn't always say everything perfect, or he has his own faults, I guess you could say. But at the end of the day, he knows the business, and he knows the business in America. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in the business for as long as he's been. So in the short term, Teofimo's winning. He's getting more money than he ever would have got out of Top Rank. But listen to the turmoil, the inner turmoil, and what's going on behind the scenes. Again, don't be short-sighted. Look at the big picture. The big picture is Bob Arum. It looks like Bob Arum's probably looking at it as a betrayal. Like, oh, okay, you want to go over there? Cool. We made 800,000 in 5 minutes, took a cut of your money, and we didn't even have to do anything. So shout out to Triller for that, right? He just said ESPN don't care if Teofimo goes over there. And then he ished on your fight and says Kambosos isn't a big fight. So Bob Arum, for all intents and purposes, sounds like he doesn't care if Teofimo is going because he made almost a cool $1 million and he doesn't have the overhead. He doesn't have any of the liabilities. Like, you have to understand, we live right now in a time of uncertainty. So you have realistic scenarios. There's a Canelo fight this weekend. They're paying Canelo X amount of dollars and the undercard is falling apart. Mark Castro's opponent tested positive. They're saying his fight is canceled and they're trying to scramble last minute to get an opponent in Miami. Then they have the Julio Cesar Martinez fight on that same card. Same thing. He got injured, so another cancellation. Things like this happen. So Triller, I'm anxious to see what they have in store, how they model it. The Mike Tyson Roy Jones card was a success, but they are paying a lot of money for what Bob Arum is saying is not a marquee fight, and I would tend to agree with him. It's not the worst fight you've seen or anything like that, but to pay that type of sum, if they got it like that, they got it like that. It's cool. But Bob Arum's perspective is basically we're not assuming that responsibility because it ain't even a fight like that. And he's saying Triller, they're not doing 30 shows a year like us, so we got to balance and pace ourselves differently. And their business model is different things. They're doing one-off pay-per-views with Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, or Jake Paul, Ben Askren. So they're in it for a different thing. But instead of being short-sighted, people have to actually look at basically was being said, and you don't necessarily want to burn your bridges with a person like Bob Arum, because Bob Arum has already admitted on camera and on tape that Teofimo signed an extension with Top Rank. So the only way, so basically you can't do nothing without Bob Arum's consent legally, because Bob Arum, to my knowledge, has not defaulted on anything, or like there's no breach of contract or something that would legally free Teofimo from his Top Rank contract. So all these moves that are supposed to be like boss moves and power moves are being observed and have to be approved to a degree by Bob Arum because you're signed to him. So Bob Arum can really make your life a living hell after this, you know. So Teofimo's gonna have, it's just a bad look. Like there's no one in business that's gonna want to look bad and be made to look a fool. So Bob Arum, he's telling you in this article, he says if he comes back to us, if he comes back, then I hope he's not expecting these type of paychecks, because you're not going to get it. I'm telling you now, the answer is no, right? And he says if Triller wants him and wants to keep him, we could do that too. So Bob is as savage as they come. He's hate him or love him. He's a businessman and he's about his business. So he's not letting anything, it's like there ain't no love lost. He's had fighters come and go, stuff like that. He's just treating it like ultra business. Teofimo feels like, oh, I know my worth, I know my value. So it's going to be real chippy and real interesting to see how it all plays out, because you have a man who's legally in charge of your career. So Triller, I mean, if the analytics don't match up for how much they paid, are they going to just keep doing these colossal bids? You know, will Triller put together a package to get Teofimo out of his contract? I guess we have to wait and see how that happens. But this story is far from, like, I've seen people, a lot of people, you got to be careful where you get your information in this boxing game. That's all I'll say. A lot of people in boxing that really don't know how the business works, they really don't understand the game. They're looking at small wins versus big picture. It's so much, and you know, I could talk about this for hours, but from like, here's a quick example. I've been on YouTube covering boxing for probably a decade now. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen so many people have YouTube, and it's like Jay-Z said, had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage. You know, there's so many YouTube channels in boxing that came, had a quick flame, flash in the pan for a minute, and then they fizzled out. But the real ones have remained, like, you know what I'm saying? Like top channel, like Ellie Seckback or me, or, you know what I'm saying? There's only been a handful of guys that have actually been doing as long as me or longer that remain consistent. No breaks, no years off, no months off, consistently been here, getting legit full-time income to support their an actual life, you know, with no other like real side ventures, you know, and that's just how it is. So my thing with this move, it looks like a big move for Teofimo. He's not getting his minimum, but at what cost? That's my whole thing. At what cost? Yeah, you're not getting your minimum, but you could be fraying your relationship with Bob Arum, your relationship with Top Rank. Bob Arum, ESPN could now be compromised, and you did it. And what happens if they try to freeze you out like Mikey Garcia? Mikey Garcia talked about this, how Bob Arum, he said he didn't care. He kept me on the shelf. He didn't care if I had mouths to feed or family to feed, boom, boom, boom. So I hope Teofimo has a great game plan and an exit strategy, because when you make moves that go against the grain, you have to be ready to be tarred and feathered and blackballed, and, you know, just have everything facilitated where legally you can fight it or get out of your contract, or you just have a strategy to what you're doing. So I'm not on Teofimo's team, so I don't know. I don't know what he has in store. It looks like I said, in the short term, it looks like a win, but long term, I don't know, because listen how Bob's talking gangster. Bob Arum's saying, oh, I don't care. Triller can keep him if they want him, you know, because I wouldn't imagine, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I wouldn't imagine that a company like Top Rank and ESPN would enjoy having blossomed and cultivated and help boost the name of Teofimo. They put him after, on ESPN, they put him after Heisman Trophy games and awards and all type, and he was doing the Heisman Trophy. They gave him like Mark Kriegel specials and bios. Andre Ward and Christina Poncher 2 days ago just did a Q&A session with him. And then now he's going to fight on another network. That can't be good. You don't see one top PBC fighter, from Errol Spence to David Benavidez to Jamal Charlo, Deontay Wilder, none of them that are in this type of predicament. They're clearly making money, but you don't see them in this predicament where they're battling and their promoters bad-mouthing them and saying, go stay over there, or we don't care if we get outbid in the purse bid. It's just a crazy situation. Nothing else you can say about it. But best of luck to everybody. I'm just here to spit the facts, and that's just that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more sports. Get unlimited access to premium content with an ESPN Plus subscription. ESPN Plus offers a variety of content, including specials, behind the scenes, docuseries like Bruce Lee's Be Water, and much more. With an ESPN Plus subscription, you get access to a ton of classic archive fights and replays from boxing and the UFC. Big names like, hi, I'm Mike Tyson, come and watch my fight. Floyd Mayweather, easy work, I'm rich. And Manny Pacquiao, yes, it's up to my promoter, just to name a few. If that's not enough, you could get the ESPN bundle, which includes ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one low price. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you guys click that link in the description box of all of my videos. Ego, signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.